Hello, everyone. Megan here from the FOTREC team. I'm excited to present to you today a closeout report for our proposal, Sociocratic DReps, a representation framework for Cardano governance. So this was a Fund 11 proposal in the open ecosystem category, and our problem was that the DRep role requires a range of skills that one individual cannot fulfill as effectively as a close-knit team, and there is no clear framework in place to define how the DRep program will address this concern. Where our solution was to provide the community with a framework for DReps, which will enable exceptional representation. And this is how Lalkul DRep was born. So an important step along this process was having a rebrand of the Lalkul DRep. So this started as a FOTREC proposal, but Lalkul is greater than FOTREC. And in our branding, which we're very happy to collaborate with the WADA marketing branding team to develop this new logo. You can see the ADA symbol and the mathematical for all symbol if you look closely and creatively to see kind of some of where this logo came from. So our key accomplishments with this work, on the one hand, we launched our DRep. First, earlier on in the project, we launched on SanchoNet. We engaged the community through that process with downloading tokens from the faucet, etc., and testing the process. And now, of course, that we are live on mainnet, the DRep is also launched there. And early as October, we had an early delegation of almost 900,000 ADA. In parallel to the DRep effort, we had a policy team that was working on a submission to a journal of a literature review called Sociocratic Pluralism, and that has been submitted and is a very key part of this work as well. So a couple of other accomplishments. I mentioned the rebrand. The Lalkul DRep team also created a white paper, version 0, showing our operations, how we function, and some guidelines. And throughout the process, we had numerous collaboration and engagement opportunities with some of the different Cardano communities, to name a few: WADA, Catalyst Africa Town Hall, the LATAM and MENA communities, and then some of the Twitter spaces, such as Cardano Over Coffee and DRep Chain. To talk a little bit more about Lalkul's mission and aim, our mission is to create and adapt a framework for a collective Cardano DRep committed to improving decentralized governance. Our aim is develop and model exceptional delegated representation by building an inclusive and resilient community, utilizing pro-social principles of democracy, pluralism, and sociocracy. Those of you familiar with sociocracy might sort of see that apparently here. For those of you that aren't, just to briefly describe our circle structure in how we operate, there is a heavy emphasis on the interlinking of circles. So we have, of course, our main coordinating circle, which is the Lalkul DRep, but we also have a policy circle that helps guide our policies as a DRep, our decision-making processes, etc. And it was that team who was heavily involved in the literature review and the paper that went along with this work. But then we have more of the operational roles in terms of DRep decisions, how we make governance decisions. And the way we're handling this is the 3 initial domain circles: infrastructure, applications, and open, which are sort of the starting pillars for how we can tackle all of these different governance things that come our way as a DRep. Our next steps for this effort, FOTREC was funded in a Fund 12 proposal for a project on training an AI agent to support in the governance process. So looking at things like helping some of that funneling to the different subcircles of which proposal to go where, helping to summarize proposals and just create a more streamlined workflow. And then, of course, we're very interested in multi-sig solutions for DReps, so we're continuing to explore that and looking at other groups who are digging into that. Thanks so much for listening to our presentation. I know 5 minutes is very short, but anyone interested in getting involved further with Lalkul DRep, you can obviously delegate to us, follow us on social media, or if you're interested in joining a circle or even starting a circle, as I mentioned, the three we have now are a starting point, and we hope to expand. Thank you so much for listening to me today, and enjoy your day.